I'm taking my ball and going home. Feelings are getting hurt in Jerry World. Dallas Cowboys starting quarterback Morris Claiborne was benched by head coach Jason Garrett on Tuesday afternoon. What does he do? He packed up his things and stormed out of there. He left Jerry World where people's feelings are getting hurt because Jerry Jones, after the game on Sunday, implied that it was a mistake taking Claiborne with the 6th pick overall in the 2012 draft. Claiborne allowed over 100 yards receiving against the Rams. However, he did make a couple big plays toward the end of the game. He made a key interception which basically stopped the Rams cold and clinched the victory for the Cowboys. Now, he only started because Orlando Scandrick had a 2-game suspension to start the season, who hasn't been that great himself in a Cowboys uniform. So, of course, Claiborne, with his pedigree, being a 6th-round pick, probably just assumed he was going to hold on to his job. He'll probably still play in nickel and dime packages. He'll have his chance again. You know, the best form of grace, or the greatest form of grace, is to accept the unacceptable and then choose again. But I digress. Claiborne, at least, was critical of himself after the game. He basically said that he stunk it up. He wasn't satisfied with the fact that he got that interception. It didn't make him feel any better, which is a far cry from what the Philadelphia Eagles fans experienced with our own Cary Williams, who just yesterday apologized for his comments post-game after the thrilling victory against the Washington Redskins. We should be talking this entire week about the building legend of Nick Foles, who got up off the turf and led the Eagles down the field to a game-winning drive. But instead, we're talking about Cary Williams, who after a victory of all times took the opportunity to throw his coach and some of his teammates under the bus. Cary did apologize. He sounded sincere and implied that he needs to be more of a team-first guy. At least he's acknowledging it. See, the Cowboys cornerback really was critical of himself, where Cary Williams, unfortunately for us, is delusional. A few weeks back, he declared that he was one of, if not the best cornerback in the NFL. He's basically an average cornerback at best, serviceable if you will. Now, Chip Kelly likes taller players, but I think he should relook at that. If you look at the NFL cornerbacks of the past, especially on the Eagles, you had Lito Shepherd, short. He used to shut down Randy Moss on a regular basis. You had Mark McMillan, a midget, across from Eric Allen. Cornerbacks are based on speed. You need speed, and Cary Williams really can't run with a Deshaun Jackson. Now, I believe that even though he was answering the question about the defenses giving up all those yards and points in the first quarter, when he said to the media that the Eagles had heavy legs and that they've been practicing too hard, I really think he was just embarrassed about the fact that Deshaun Jackson beat him on an 80-plus yard touchdown. There's nothing to be ashamed of. If you look at the tape, once he realized that he had no safety help over the top because the safety bit on a fake, he actually was pretty stride for stride with Jackson, and that's because of the training, because Chip Kelly runs him so hard. That's why they're not out of breath. If your legs aren't heavy, it won't matter if you're not in shape. And the Eagles' secret in the fourth quarter is the fact that Chip Kelly gets them in unprecedented shape. They're never winded, and fatigue makes cowards of them all, meaning the other team. So I think Cary Williams has got to get on the program. Otherwise, I would advise a trade Cary Williams for the now benched Morris Claiborne of the Dallas Cowboys. For now, we'll see what happens going forward. We got a big game in Philadelphia against the 49ers this week, and the Cowboys host Drew Brees and the Saints. I hope the Saints could get their offense clicking like they did in the past. They'll be playing inside Jerry World, you know, a dome-like stadium with artificial turf, so they should be able to get it going and burn any Cowboys cornerback that they put on the field. So there you have it. Morris Claiborne benched for the Dallas Cowboys in favor of Orlando Scandrick, who returns from suspension. He stormed off the field, or out of practice. He went AWOL. And the Philadelphia Eagles try to pick up where they left off with their 3-0 record, with Cary Williams finally, hopefully, on board with this train of winning.